In competitive exams, it is not important that whether you know a question or not. It is not important that whether you can solve a question or not. But what is important is that are you able to solve the question in shortest possible time or not. It is nothing but a race against time. And for you to solve problem quickly, what is important is that how do you approach or attack a problem. So the key issue involved over here is that how do you sharpen your problem solving skills, and that is what step 3 is all about. How do you sharpen your problem solving skills? Now when we talk about problem solving skills, there are a couple of things which are very important, and the first and the most important thing which I have been saying in step number 1 2 also is quality is more important than quantity. Doing 100 questions, 100 quality questions which have been selected carefully and which you do with complete honesty and integrity is much important than doing 1000 questions which have not been selected carefully and which you are not doing honestly, which you are not doing with complete honesty. So quality of questions is much more important than quantity of questions. It is possible to revise the entire subject. If you talk about physics, chemistry, maths and biology, it is possible to revise the entire subject or to cover the entire subject just with 1000 questions. What is important is that questions should have been selected carefully and judiciously. Our AITS series of products Enrich has been designed keeping this in mind. Another thing in sharpening problem solving skills is focus on basic concepts. What most of the students do is that they memorize the formula, start plugging in the numbers and start solving the question. If they are able to solve the question, well and good. If they are not able to solve the question, they go refer the solutions and move ahead. This is not the right approach to learn the fundamentals. This is not the right approach to focus on concepts. Whenever you want to get down to the depth of the concept, go to the derivation of the concept. Do not limit yourself at the formula. Go to the derivation of the concept. Go to the concept that what is the background of the concept, what is the significance of the concept, what is the exception of the concept. For example, if you talk about Newton's second law of motion, when you start studying the Newton's second law of motion, just try to think yourself, what is that Newton's first law of motion do not cover? Why is that? What are the questions which Newton's first law of motion did not answer, which are being answered by Newton's second law of motion? What is the significance of Newton's second law of motion? Where does it apply? Where does it not apply? These are some of the questions which you should keep in your mind whenever you are learning the basic concepts. Another very important tool to sharpen problem solving skills moves around the Topper's white chart. We talked about Topper's white chart in step number 1. The Topper's white chart had 3 rows. Row number 1 was like this. In row number 1 there was target IIT rank 1 to 10. In row number 2 there was a detailed plan of how he was going to achieve the above target. In row number 3 was written a principle. In row number 3 was written a principle or was written a concept which I believe that if you implement in your preparation, nobody can stop you and you will become an expert problem solver. Do you want to know what was written in row number 3? In row number 3 it was written, do not ever see the solution. और इस स्टेटमेंट को कंपेयर करते हैं हम लोग किस तरीके से पढ़ते हैं. ज्यादातर स्टूडेंट्स को मैंने देखा है वो मैथ्स पढ़ रहे हैं, किताब मान लीजिए इस तरीके से है, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन है, क्वेश्चन पूरा हमने पढ़ा नहीं, समझा नहीं, हमारा हाथ पहले से इधर है, पीछे. कई लोग अपना पेन लगा लेते हैं पीछे. जान रहे हैं क्या होगा? पीछे सोल्यूशन है इस क्वेश्चन का. हम लोगों ने ज्यादातर स्टूडेंट्स क्वेश्चन को ठीक से पढ़ते नहीं है, समझने की बात तो दूर है, और पीछे देख के सोल्यूशन को समझ लेते हैं, सोचते हैं कि शायद मैं भी करता तो हाँ सब कुछ ठीक है, मैं भी करता तो इसी तरीके से करता, चलिए अगले क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. और जैसे ही आपने वो क्वेश्चन खत्म किया, आप अगले क्वेश्चन पे गए, दैट क्वेश्चन इज देयर आउट ऑफ योर माइंड. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू ओवर हियर इज दैट अगर आप इस तरीके से पढ़ रहे हैं, अगर यही अप्रोच आप भी अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं अपनी प्रिपरेशन के अंदर, तो यू आर अप्रोचिंग फॉर ए डिजास्टर. दिस इज नथिंग बट ए डिजास्टर. जितने भी क्वेश्चंस, व्हाटएवर इज द नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन, जितने भी क्वेश्चन आप पीछे हाथ लगा के जो सोल्यूशन समझ रहे हैं, उससे आपको बिल्कुल भी फायदा नहीं होगा, बल्कि नुकसान ही होगा. बिकॉज when this question will come in the examination, आप दूसरे ही स्टेप के बाद रुक जाएंगे और आप सोचेंगे कि यार किया तो हुआ है पर अटक गया हूं, आगे कैसे होगा, because you have not done it with your hand. So dear friends, it is very important to bring that conviction in your mind, to bring that conviction in your study that I will not be the solution. I am going to share with you a technique by which you can solve questions on your own. But for you to learn the technique, you have to promise me one thing, and that promise is that just promise to me that from today onwards you will not see the solution till the time you have given your best effort. Now I am going to share with you a technique by which you can start solving questions on your own without seeing the solutions, and you have just promised to me that you will not see the solutions from today onwards till you have given your best. Now according to that technique, for example, if you are solving a physics exercise and that exercise consists of 25 questions, आप 1 से लेकर 10 क्वेश्चन तक सॉल्व कर चुके हैं, 11वें क्वेश्चन पर या 11th क्वेश्चन पर आप अटक जाते हैं, that exercise says, that technique says कि आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 को वहीं छोड़ दीजिए, पूरी एक्सरसाइज को खत्म कीजिए। पूरी एक्सरसाइज को खत्म करने के बाद वापस आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 पे आइए, पर वापस जब आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 पे आए हैं तो पहली बार जैसे आपने क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 किया था, उसको देखने की तो बात दूर है, उसके बारे में हमें सोचना भी नहीं है। आई वांट टू मेक एन एंटायरली फ्रेश स्टार्ट. I want to approach question number 11 from a different perspective, from a different mindset altogether. So start solving, so reattempt question number 11 on a fresh page of the register and try solving it on your own. If you are able to solve it, it is well and good. If you are not able to solve it, then the third step is to identify the basic concept involved in that question. कि वो question किस concept पर आधारित है. For example, अगर आप identify करते हैं कि वो question E equal to mc square के concept पे आधारित है, so you have identified there is a problem in your mind to which you are not able to find a solution. You know that this problem is based on E equal to mc square. Open your fundamental book, the fundamental book from which you learn the basic concept. Open that unit, that chapter, that page wherein that concept is being discussed. The fundamental book is here, the problem book is here, the question is there in your back of your mind. One moment you are reading the question, another moment read that chapter, that page, read that page of the book where that concept is discussed, and read it with very slow pace, half the pace with which you normally read. The question is there in your back of your mind. You are slowly reading the fundamental book. Your mind is desperately trying to find an answer to that question from that book, and you know that the answer to the question, answer to the problem which you have in your mind lies in this page. International research says that if you are reading a theory, if you are reading the theory with question in the back of your mind, you have 70% chances of finding the right solution to the problem. And if you are able to solve it with this technique, you have reached another sphere, another stage in your preparation, the stage of excitement, the stage of enthusiasm, the stage of positive energy, and that is the stage after which nobody can stop you. If you are still not able to solve the problem, then the next step would be to either refer the solution, either go back and see the solutions, or to ask your teacher or friend on how you should go about solving this problem. But remember, there is a catch over here also. When you are seeing the solution, or when you are understanding what is being explained by your friend or teacher, there are two things which are important. One is that what is they are saying, and another thing which is equally important, or which is as important as to understand what they are saying, is that where is that you missed out, what is that you could not understand, where is that you lost track of the problem, and what is that you should do so as you do not face the same problem again when you face similar kind of question. So this is a technique. I would do a quick recap. We were trying to learn a technique by which we can solve questions on our own without seeing the solution. In step 1, we talked about we are attempting a question. If you are able to do it in round 1, it is okay. If somehow we are not able to do it, we come back to the question and we try attempting it from a fresh perspective. If we are still not able to do it, we identify the basic concept, then open the fundamental book, read that unit, that chapter, that page of the fundamental book wherein that concept is being discussed. I am reading a question, reading the fundamental book. The research says that if you are doing this exercise honestly and with complete integrity, you have 70% chances. If you are still not able to find the solution, then go back and refer the solution, or go back and ask your friend. But when you are referring the solution and understanding the solution from your friend, other than understanding the right approach, what is equally important is to find out where is that you missed out. This is a very important problem solving tip and technique. During my different counseling seminar, the question which I faced quite often is that, sir, how should we go about developing our own shortcuts and tricks? I answered this question with the help of a small, very interesting study. This is a real life story. I had my school education in a small town by the name of Modinagar. The name of the school was Dayavati Modi Public School. It was a maths class. I should have been studying either in class 5th or 6th, I do not remember. Our maths teacher asked us a question: what is the sum of first 100 digits? What is the sum of first 100 digits? There is a mathematical formula to n bracket n plus 1 by 2 to calculate the sum of first 100 digits, but by that time we were not taught that formula. So most of us thought that the only way to solve this question is write 1 to 100 and then sum it up, and we started doing it. A friend of mine who was sitting besides me, he was sitting silently. I said, why is that you don't start writing 1 to 100? He said that he doesn't have a sharpener. By the time, and all of us, by the time I could have written 10, I could have reached 10 or 11, he raised his hand, the friend of mine who was sitting beside me, and he said, sir, I know the answer. The teacher was also zapped, he was also surprised. And he said, what is the answer? The friend of mine said, sir, the answer is 5050, and it was right. So there was absolute, the moment the sir said it is right, there was absolutely pin drop silence in the class, and everybody wanted to find out how is that this boy could have done this question so quickly, whereas we have not even started it. So, maths teacher asked, what is the approach? How did you reach the right answer? And listen to what he said. He said, sir, I did not have the pencil, so I thought, let me try solving this question in a slightly different way. I imagined 1 to 100 being written in front of my eyes. मैंने ये सोचा कि 1 से 100 मेरी आंखों के सामने लिखे हुए हैं. 100 को उठा के मैंने साइड में रख दिया. इधर से नीचे से 99, एक डिजिट लास्ट से लिया और एक डिजिट शुरू से लिया और दोनों को सम अप कर दिया. 1 + 99 100, 2 + 98 100, 3 + 97 100, 4 + 96 100. इसी तरीके से 49 + 51 100. तो 49 पेयर्स हो गए 100 के, 49 100 हो गया, नीचे 50 बच गया, 49 50 हो गया, 100 मैंने बाहर निकाला था, वो होके 5050 हो गया. That is thinking out of box. That is about thinking critically. What do you think IIT JEE is all about? IIT JEE is about ability to think both critically and creatively in front of new situation. And this was just a perfect example of how do you think critically and how do you think creatively. But dear friends, it looks very easy and glamorizing when I'm talking to it. But this is a very painful exercise. To develop that critical thinking ability is a very slow and painful exercise. It will give you a lot of frustration. There would be times wherein you would not be able to solve even one single question, even after spending half an hour, 45 minutes or 1 hour on it. But just remember, as I said, that learning always happens in jump. So keep on working without actually bothering about the result, and suddenly you will realize one day that you have become an expert problem solver who can develop his own shortcuts and tips, and who can think out of the box.